Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into something many of us definitely know well, how to stay motivated when learning English alone. It's a great journey learning a language, but it can be tough sometimes, right? Especially when you're doing it by yourself, maybe feeling a bit lonely or wondering if you're actually making progress.
Absolutely. That independence is fantastic, gives you loads of freedom. But yeah, keeping that motivation going, that needs some smart strategies. So today we're going to dig into some really practical ways to keep your English learning lively, interesting, using some great ideas we found. You'll definitely leave with things you can actually do to boost that motivation.
Okay, great. So if we want to keep motivated, where do we even start? What's like the very first thing?
Well, the most important step, really the foundation for it all, is finding your deep why. It's um it's got to be more than just I want to improve my English. It's about figuring out what it really means for you. What changes could it bring to your life?
Finding your personal why. That sounds important. But, sometimes it's hard to even imagine being fluent.
Yeah.
How can someone make that why feel, well, real, not just like a far-off dream?
Yeah, a really good way to do that is to visualize it really vividly. Find a quiet moment, maybe close your eyes, and just imagine yourself using English easily, confidently. Think about the details. What do you see? What do you hear? How does it feel?
Hmm.
Who are you talking to? What are you doing? Where are you?
Ah, okay. So not just a fuzzy idea, but maybe picturing yourself traveling easily
Mm-hmm.
or making new friends from other countries, maybe doing really well in a job that needs English or finally watching movies without needing subtitles all the time.
Exactly, those specific pictures. And then to make it stick, write that vision down, maybe in a notebook or a journal. Look at it every day, especially maybe before you sit down to study. It keeps that big goal right there in front of you.
And what does that do mentally when you keep looking at that vision?
Well, when you do that regularly, it starts to change how you see yourself. You're not just someone trying to learn English. You start to become someone who learns languages. It builds this internal drive. It connects the learning to who you are, who you're becoming, makes it less of a task, more part of you.
Okay, that makes sense. So you've got this big, inspiring vision. But how do you stop it from feeling just huge and overwhelming? Because that's where I think a lot of people get stuck.
Right. That's exactly where setting SMART goals comes in handy. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So instead of just get better at English, maybe it's learn 10 new food words this week or practice speaking for 15 minutes every day.
Ah, okay. That sounds much more doable than just get better. So it's about seeing those little steps.
Yes, absolutely. Break down those big, long-term dreams into smaller steps, smaller goals, milestones. That way you keep getting this feeling of accomplishment. You can see you're moving forward. Makes the whole thing feel less scary. And usually it's best to focus on just one or two main goals at a time. Keeps you from feeling overloaded.
Right. Focus. I've heard people say goals are important, but there's something else that's maybe even more important for actually getting there. What's that about?
You're probably thinking about systems. There's this great idea. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Goals are like your destination, where you want to go, why you want to go there, but systems, those are like your car, your map, the how, they're the daily habits, the repeatable things you do.
Ah, okay. Like brushing your teeth. You just do it.
Exactly. It's those reliable daily actions that really guarantee you'll make progress over time.
Okay, so we've got the why, the motivation, and the daily habits, the systems. But what about the whole journey from zero to fluent? How do you sort of map that out?
Yeah, that's where creating your own kind of language learning framework can be really, really helpful. It's like drawing your own personal map. It shows you the way.
Your own map. How does that work? What would it look like?
Well, you basically divide your learning journey into, say, different levels or stages, maybe beginner, intermediate, advanced. And for each stage, you decide what skills you want to focus on. So for a beginner, maybe it's understanding greetings, making simple sentences, learning the basic sounds, reading really simple texts with audio.
Okay. And then maybe for like early intermediate, you'd aim for something like having a short 5-minute chat about your day or reading a simple news story.
Exactly. And then advanced could be discussing more complex things, understanding jokes, maybe writing a proper email or short essay. And for each of these stages, you think about what resources you'll use, how you'll learn the methods, and when you'll do it, your schedule.
So a beginner might use, say, Duolingo or maybe a basic grammar book like Essential Grammar in Use and focus on things like games and listening practice.
Precisely. Then later, you might move on to something like Babbel, maybe try a language exchange app for talking practice. And advanced learners, they might get a tutor and Preply, read real novels, listen to podcasts like This American Life. The point is, this structure stops you from just drifting, getting burnt out. It shows you how the small daily things fit into the bigger picture. You feel like you're in control.
Right, in control. Now, you mentioned consistency earlier. People always say it's not just about studying a lot sometimes, but doing it regularly.
Yeah.
How do we actually build that consistency?
Yeah, consistency is like the absolute key. And a good schedule is your best tool for that. For practical tips, start small. Maybe just 15 minutes or 30 minutes a day. Manageable chunks. You don't want to feel overwhelmed right at the start. You can always do more later.
Yeah, finding big blocks of time is hard. Sometimes it's just tiny moments.
That's perfect. Use those tiny moments. That's microlearning. Short bursts, 5 or 10 minutes here and there. Listen to an English podcast while you're walking or doing dishes. Combine things. And here's a really powerful little rule. The never skip 2 days rule.
Never skip 2 days.
Yeah. If you miss one day, life happens, right? But make sure you do something the very next day, even just 5 minutes. It stops one missed day turning into a whole week off, keeps the momentum going.
That's actually a great tip. Keep the momentum. What about breaks, though? We can't just study for hours straight, can we?
Oh, definitely not. Breaks are super important. Build them in. Maybe study for 25 minutes. Take a 5-minute break, like the Pomodoro technique. Get up, move around a bit every hour, and try to have a space where you study that's free from distractions. Turn off phone notifications. Maybe block certain websites while you're studying.
I heard that sometimes using different places for different types of study can help your memory. Like maybe grammar at your desk, but reading in a comfy chair.
That can definitely help. Yeah, creates associations. And don't forget the basics. Drink water, get enough sleep. It sounds simple, but being hydrated and rested makes a huge difference to your concentration and motivation. So a simple schedule might look like 8 a.m., review vocab on an app. 10 a.m., listen to a podcast. 1 p.m., do a grammar exercise, something clear like that.
Okay, so you're being consistent, you've got your schedule, but how do you stop it all from getting, well, boring?
Ah, yes, the boredom factor. Our brains love new things, don't they? Doing the exact same thing every day gets old fast. So the key is variety. Mix it up. Use different resources. Yes, use your textbook, but also try language apps. And there's so many now, like Duolingo, Babbel, Memrise, Drops.
And real stuff, too, right? Things you'd actually watch or listen to normally.
Exactly. Use authentic materials, TV shows, podcasts you actually like, books, news sites. If you love cooking, watch English cooking shows or find recipes online. Love football, listen to match commentary in English. Tie it to your hobbies. That makes it fun, not just study.
I sometimes put English TV on with English subtitles while I'm doing other things. Does that actually help?
It definitely does. That's great passive learning. Change your phone language to English, your computer too. It just surrounds you with a language without feeling like hard work. And you can do fun things even alone. Try online crossword puzzles in English. Play Scrabble against the computer. Find fill-in-the-blank quizzes online.
What if you really want speaking practice, but there's no one around? Are there ways to, like, practice talking by yourself?
Yeah, totally. You can use some of the newer AI apps like FLOW Speak maybe to practice conversations and get feedback, or just simple things. Talk to yourself. Describe your day out loud in English. Write little journal entries. Make your own flashcards with full sentences, not just single words. It all helps build confidence without pressure.
It sounds like you need to find that balance then. Not too easy, but not so hard you want to give up.
That's exactly it. We call it the Goldilocks zone, just right. The activities should challenge you a bit, push you forward, but you should still feel like you can do them, like you're making progress. Keep asking yourself, is this fun? Is this challenging me? And maybe every few months, look at your plan. Change things up if they feel too easy or too hard. Keep it fresh.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, one thing that's really tricky for solo learners is feeling like you're not getting anywhere without a teacher saying, good job. Hey, how do you actually see your progress?
Making that progress visible is so important for staying motivated. A really simple way is just keeping a language journal. Write down new words, grammar things you figured out, phrases you liked, maybe just how you felt about your learning that day. When you look back after a few weeks or months, you'll be amazed how far you've come.
And what about tracking things you can count, like words learned?
Yeah, for sure. You can use a simple spreadsheet, or there are goal tracking apps. Track words learned, hours you've studied, grammar points you've mastered. You could even try writing a little letter to a future student explaining what you've learned. And apps like Anki use spaced repetition SRS, which is really smart. It shows you flashcards just before you forget them, making memorizing stuff much more efficient.
Ah, Anki, right. So seeing the progress helps. And does that connect to, like, celebrating your successes? Should we wait until we're fluent to celebrate?
Definitely not. You've got to lower the bar for celebrations. Celebrate the small wins, the frequent ones. Think tiny victories. You understood a word you didn't know before in a podcast. Or you understood the main idea when you overheard people talking English. Maybe you managed a short chat with someone, or you used a new grammar structure correctly.
So how do you celebrate those little things? What kind of reward?
Keep it simple. Whatever makes you happy. A piece of chocolate, watching a funny video for 5 minutes, spending a little time on your favorite hobby, just something nice right after that small win. It tells your brain, hey, learning English leads to good things. It reinforces the habit, builds confidence, makes you want to keep going.
That's a nice idea, rewarding the small steps. Okay, but what about when you just feel stuck? Like you're working hard but not improving. We all hit those plateaus, right?
Right.
What do you do then when you're on your own?
Plateaus are totally normal. Seriously, everyone hits them. Think of it as a sign that maybe it's time to change something. Look at your goals again. Maybe you need a new, specific challenge. Mix up your routine, try a completely different type of activity or resource. Or maybe focus specifically on something you find hard, like pronunciation or a tricky grammar point.
And how you think about mistakes probably matters too.
Massively. Try to see mistakes not as failures, but as chances to learn. Okay, why did I get that wrong? What can I learn from this? That builds resilience, that ability to keep going. And honestly, sometimes the best thing is just to take a short break. Step back, recharge. You often come back stronger. Rest actually helps your brain process things.
Okay, but learning alone can feel, well, lonely. What about getting feedback or just talking to people? How do you do that if you're truly alone?
But alone doesn't have to mean isolated anymore, thanks to technology. You can definitely find feedback and connection. There are language exchange apps, HelloTalk, Tandem, Speaky, where you connect with native speakers to practice. Many have free options.
Right. And what about more formal help?
Well, online tutors, like on PrepLy, can be great for structured lessons and really personalized feedback. They do cost money, but they can really help you focus and hold you accountable. And there are online communities, forums like the EU Academies Forum or places on Reddit or Facebook. You can practice writing, ask questions, get help from others. And like we mentioned, those AI tools are getting better for conversation practice too.
It really does sound like there are lots of ways to connect, even if you're studying by yourself.
There really are. And don't forget just simple, everyday practice in your head. Try ordering your coffee in English in your mind. Describe what you're doing as you go about your day, just silently to yourself. Think in English whenever you can. All these little things fight that isolation, make your progress clearer, and keep that motivation engine running.
Wow. Okay. That was a really fantastic deep dive. So many practical ideas for keeping that English learning motivation strong. We covered finding your real why, setting those smart goals, mapping out your journey, being consistent, keeping it fun, and importantly, celebrating all those little wins along the way.
Yeah, and the key thing to remember is that motivation isn't something you either have or don't have. It's more like a muscle you build, a skill you practice. Keep going. Be kind to yourself when you have a tough day, because you will. And just appreciate the journey. It is a journey. It really is a marathon, not a quick sprint. And if you use these kinds of strategies, keep adapting. You're not just learning English, you're building resilience, you're growing as a person, and you're opening up all sorts of possibilities for yourself.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Your hard work, combined with these smart approaches, really will pay off. Keep going, stick with it, and remember to enjoy the process of learning.
Before you go, remember this. Every word you learn makes you stronger. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. You'll find more lessons, more stories, and more English practice to help you feel confident in any situation. Don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who might need it. Let's keep learning together. See you in the next lesson.